everyone, so today I'm going to do a propagation of my Aeonium. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Ems and I'm from Australia. So here in Australia, our winter is fast approaching, so we know that Aeoniums are winter growers. So when the weather cools down, so it's time for us to propagate our Aeoniums. So that's what I'm going to do today to extend my collections of Aeoniums. So mostly some of the Aeoniums, they grow babies easily, but some of them they're not. So now we will check it out what sort of Aeoniums we can propagate this year. So join me, guys. And if you're new to collecting Aeoniums, so maybe this video is for you. But if you're already a Aeonium collector, so this one is probably just a piece of cake for you. So join me, guys, and let's start our Aeonium propagation. So I'm going to start with this Aeonium here. This one here, because as you see, this one got lots of little babies on top. So I'm going to propagate this. This is Aeonium Shiah. So this Aeonium here, this Aeonium Shiah, it gives a lot of babies even you don't do anything. Every springtime when the weather cools down, this Aeonium here, this kind of variety, will just going to produce offspring. So I will start propagating with this. I will just cut this, and then at least those little ones will have some room to grow. So let's start. I'm going to bring this one in the table, and I will show you how to propagate this Aeonium here. Come on, let's go. So before we're going to cut this, we will have a good look what it looks like before and after. So you can see we have a lot of little ones there that will going to grow bigger as well if we will going to give it a room to grow. So that is why we are going to cut this. So I know some of you, not only some, most of it I think, and that's including me, we don't want to cut this because we will going to ruin the look. But later on, if we will going to propagate this, we will be thankful because after a few months, this Aeonium here will going to produce more babies where we cut it off. So let's start and propagate this Aeonium Shiah. So I'm going to start on the top here. I'm going to cut the one that is quite a little bit bigger than the others. So when we cut the stems, we will going to leave some few stems on the mother plant that is still green. So here it is. And we will remove a few leaves in there now, and then I'm going to wait at least 3 days before I'm going to plant them in the soil. So that's how far I cut the stem, and then over here I leave a few inches of green stems, so that's where the new babies will come out. So we have already room to grow here for this one. And then over here, there is a crowd in here. So there's so little still, but I want to give this area a room to grow. So I'm going to remove this one. I know this is so tiny, but don't worry, they will survive. They will grow into a bigger Aeonium in a few months. So here it is. So that's how small the stem I cut, and leave some over here as well for some more babies to grow. Okay, and then over here I'll cut this one as well. And then we will just remove the leaf. So in few days this cut will heal and we can already plant them in the soil. So how does it look? They have already room there. And then we have this one too. Okay, and then we will remove some few leaves, and then we will wait until this cut will colors. All right. So there are already some space there for these others to grow. And then we have another more here, this area. So we'll cut this one as well. I know I just ruined the beauty of this Aeonium, but later on we will be rewarded with new babies. Okay, I think that's good enough, maybe. Let's see if we can get some few big ones here. I think I will get probably this one or this one. We will going to cut it here where the green part is. There we go. All right. Okay, so that's how much stem I left in this cutting here. And just remove that, and we have one big one. So I'm thinking of removing this one as well. And sometimes all these leaves with the new varieties of Aeonium, sometimes they produce babies as well. So we will not throw this. I'm going to put it here and see how it goes from there. If they will produce offspring, it's good, but if not, well, we have a lot of cuttings from this anyway. So that's it. We will going to put this back where it belongs. Then we will get some more. Okay, so this one is a cloud. So when I purchased this, I remember I only have one head, that one, and it cost a lot. I will not tell you how much because it's really expensive. For me, it's expensive because I only have one head and smaller than this, and I pay much. All right, then after, I think just a year, it produces a lot of these little babies. I didn't do anything. I didn't cut anything or pinch the middle. It just gave me a lot of these little babies around. So now we can propagate it. And we just have a good look before we cut it. And this is Aeonium Cloud. I think I already said that. But anyhow, I think a few years ago, like 3 years or 4 years ago, when Aeonium just really new in Australia, one little head of Aeonium, like a cutting, let's say just like this one here, just a little cutting like this, it costs like $25. And then if you get a variety that is very rare, then it goes up to like $50 or more for one little cutting like this. So it's really very expensive. If you going back to my old videos, you know that I started all my Aeonium collection with one little single head like this, and it's because I can't afford the cluster. If you buy a cluster like this, it will cost you like 160 to more, like 200 300 in Australia. So it's really expensive. So I just stay in a little cuttings, little small cuttings like this, and I pay like, the cheapest one is probably $15 for a very common rare, or what you call it, common rare one. When it's really rare and as small as this will cost you $50 or more for a little cutting of Aeoniums. So that's here in Australia, guys. So that's how expensive Aeoniums here in Australia. That is why I don't buy a cluster one. So I just buy a one single little head one, and with patience, you need a lot of patience and wait until you get a collection like mine. So now I think I have a lot now, but yeah, I think I have to stop buying because sometimes it's hard to look after them when there are so many. Okay, I think that's all right now. Probably I'm going to remove this one too, to give this and this a room to grow, because this will grow big as the mama, I think. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. That's all right now. And I only got 4 little ones for this A cloud, Aeonium A cloud, but I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's it. We will going to return this back. Okay, so we have another one. This is Aeonium Interwave Dancer. So I only got this one last year. When I got it, I think it's so little as this one. And now it grows after a year, it grows so quick. So some Aeonium grows so quick, some really grow so slow. But I'm going to propagate this one because I want some more of this variety because it's beautiful. And we will going to give this a room to grow. So let's start cutting this. I'm going to get the one near the mama, near the mother plant, or near the big one. So I'm going to cut in between here. So we remove this. All right. So there's the cutting area, or the cut area. And straight away I'm going to remove these leaves. So in few days this will going to heal, and then we can already plant it in the soil. I'm going to put these leaves in here in case they will grow babies. Okay, maybe this one as well. I know I'm ruining the look or the nice cluster look of this plant, but we will be rewarded later on with more plants. That's the beauty of propagation. Okay. What else? Maybe we'll get this as well. I don't want to cut it too short, the stem. So let's have a little peek in here. Okay, that looks good. Let's have a look. Alright, so there's so much in here. I decided to get the bigger one. So big one got more chance of surviving when we propagate it. Okay. All right. We're getting there. So if you got lots, or if you just have a few Aeoniums now, guys, so if you're in Australia or country where winter is fast approaching or winter is coming, then you can start propagating your Aeoniums. So we can extend our collections of Aeoniums and multiply the collections of our Aeoniums. They are beautiful during winter time. So, okay, I think I'm happy with that. Let's see that. Okay, or that. Okay, I'm just going to probably remove this. Alright, so that's probably enough for now. And then we will wait for this to get thicker and bushier, and we will have another update. So the cuttings we have for this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least we have 6 new cuttings. So I have a little Aeonium here. This is Aeonium Super Bang. This one, I think I propagated it last year, and as you see, it's just growing tall, and it's not producing babies, and I wanted to produce babies for this while it's young. Since I have lots of Super Bang, so I can do this. I can show you another way of doing some propagation. If you like your Aeoniums to produce babies, if it's not producing under here or not producing in between, so you check it out. If it's not producing any babies in between, and if you want to grow more babies for your Aeoniums, all I do, another way of propagation I do to push them to produce babies, is to pinch the top or to pinch the middle part. So let's do that. I'm just going to remove the middle part here and pinch it. Make sure you remove the little part of the stem in the middle, and sometimes you can use your snips to get through there, because it's easy anyway. Don't need that. You just remove the leaf, few leaf on top as well when you finish pinching the middle part. So make sure you remove the stem on the top, and we can push this Aeonium. We can push this Aeonium to produce babies on top of the crown. So that's what I do before, when I only started collecting Aeonium, because some of them, they just grow tall and they don't really give me any babies or produce offspring. So I drastically did this for experiment to see if it really going to work or not. But it works, guys. So make sure when you buy a Aeoniums, don't buy only one, maybe buy 2. So the other one is for your display or collection, and then your other one is for propagation. So 2 kinds of one variety, so you can propagate the other one. Alright, so I think that's good enough. And then if you have a cinnamon, okay, put a cinnamon on top. So I'm going to get the cinnamon, and I will put cinnamon here to help this cut here to heal faster and to protect it from the insects or bugs that really loves to attack the soft tissues of our plant. so that will protect it, and as well as to dry it quicker. Okay, I noticed that the leaves of the super balm, they produce babies as well, so I'm just going to put this one here, and we will wait and see later on if this will going to produce more babies, so we can get more of a Aeonium superman. We're so greedy, hey, but we don't waste any plant. So here it is. So this is, we're going to see it for now until it produces babies, and this is done. Okay, so we changed our location because I want you to show this Aeonium. Here I have the Aeonium Sunburst that is struggling a bit because the weather is cooling down. And this one here, as you notice, there is no green pigmentation on the leaf. The green pigmentation is losing a bit compared to the others here that has a lot of green pigmentation. So this one, when the weather cools down, when the winter comes, it didn't suffer a bit, but as you see, this one is affected by the cold weather, although we are not yet in winter season, but it's already struggling. So I want to cut this one and propagate it. I will pinch the top of this Aeonium Sunburst. So let's have a closer look a bit. Okay, let's get closer as well. Okay, so I'm going to pinch the middle part or cut the middle part to produce a babies for this. But in saying that, I noticed that when I propagate a sunburst like this, that it's losing the green pigmentation on the leaf. Usually when the babies grow, the babies are also same look at this. They are, cut that one, they also have only very less green pigmentation on the leaf, and usually when that happens, the babies doesn't survive in the winter season. But let's try it. Let's see how it goes with this one. I hope that will going to produce babies that has a lot of green pigmentation. So that's what I do with my Aeonium Sunburst that not giving me some offspring. I cut the middle part and then wait until they produce babies, of course. Okay, so I think that's it. Just remove a little bit of leaf, so that's where the babies will going to grow. Sometimes they grow underneath the leaf, so when we do this, we will push the plant to produce an offspring. Okay, so I noticed that Aeonium Sunburst, they don't grow babies on the leaf. Don't forget to put some cinnamon to protect that soft tissues from bugs that are going to attack there, and to also to help it dry quicker. Okay, so that's it for that. Okay, so I have a bunch of Aeoniums here that is really clustered, and it's growing